Mm. Hello, YouTube land. No, don't be alarmed by your sound. I sound horrible. I probably don't look too great either, which is why I'm sitting relatively far back. Um, my posting has been a little erratic of late, I know. I don't even know who still bothers to watch or listen, but whatever. On Thursday, I tried to see my primary doctor because I could feel I was coming down with this. And I have a natural predisposition to sinusitis, unfortunately. Hi, Tribble. Um, and I knew it was coming on. Unfortunately, on Thursday, it was a day off from school here in New York, which, not having children, I did not know. So the doctor was not in the office. It's a small private practice, so she was off with the kids. But she did call me the following day and said, if it's that much of a problem, if you really don't feel well, I have time this afternoon if you can come towards the end of my day, which for her is like 2 o'clock. I said, sure, why not? I went, I explained the symptoms, what I figured it was. She checked me out and she said, well, either you're right and it's sinusitis or it's early stage bronchitis. Either way, given your shaky nasal breathing situation, let's put you on an antibiotic now before you start really feeling crappy. So, all right, good. So she wrote me the Z-Pack, which is the 5-day course where you take 2 the first day and then you finish it out for the week as an antibiotic. Now, I thought, since it has in the past, the Z-Pack would work because it's worked in the past. Apparently, my body has decided that the Z-Pack is really about as efficient as sugar. Because I may as well have been taking an actual placebo instead of an antibiotic I had to pay for at the pharmacy. It did nothing. Today is day 5, and I took the pill this morning, and I am easily 80% worse today than I was on Friday when I actually saw the doctor. And I called on the doctor Monday morning. Well, I went to her office again, I mean. And she wasn't there because one of her kids was sick. Okay, fine. She told me when I became a patient of hers that she had young children and that she only kept part-time office hours. That's fine. Your kid is sick, your kid is sick. Family first, I've never argued with that point. Well, apparently the note I left with the receptionist didn't get to her until 4 or 5 o'clock at night because she called me last night and said, I hadn't heard. I called and checked messages, and she didn't have a chance to tell me about everything until, after things had wound down at the office. I just now found out. And she basically said to me, look, call your pulmonologist. It's part of the reason you have one. And we need to find you an ear, nose, and throat specialist. Which I knew because, again, I have pre-existing sinus and hearing conditions. So I called the place she recommended, which is actually only 2 streets from her office, which is right down one avenue where I live. So, it's within 15 blocks. For a New Yorker, that's within walking distance. So get this, I called at 10 to 5, Monday night. I said, hi, I've never been there before. I'm having a bit of an issue, and I'd really appreciate it if it's possible if someone could see me in the next few days, maybe? And she said, well, what's your name? What's your insurance? I told her. She said, all right, well, the first appointment I could get you in for is tomorrow morning at 9:40. Could you do that? And I went, yeah, I can do that. Because when you feel, I don't know if you ever had sinusitis, but when you feel like this, as soon as a doctor is capable of seeing you, you go. You move things around, you cancel things, you skip class, it doesn't matter. You go. And so I went. And I'm glad I did. The specialist I saw today had to be in my age range. Like, I know it's a private practice and you have to finish residency and all that, so he can't be any younger than probably like 30. But I'm 28, so he's in my age range, and he's one of those I look a lot younger than I probably am kind of people. Um, Very pleasant, soft spoken, um, happy to listen to what I had to tell him. I had to sit through that. I think of it as like a sci-fi experience. It was like having a snake in my head, one of those camera things, the long tubule cameras. And he had to look at my throat and my vocal cords and my sinus cavities, and ooh. Thank God they sprayed decongestant topical anesthetic way back into your nose before they do that, because oh my God, I thought he was taking pictures of my brain. So I went through that. He sent me in to talk to the audiologist, the one who does the hearing tests. And she put me through a few tests. And I went and I saw him again after all that. It took me like an hour, hour and a half, but it was a first visit. I'm glad it was thorough. He got a copy of my MRI report from my doctor, and he said, well, here's the thing. You do have narrower nasal passages than, generally speaking, we see in quote-unquote normal people. I said, not surprising. He said, you do have sinusitis. That, I mean, you've had it enough. All of the symptomology is there, and from what I'm seeing in these images, yeah, it's sinusitis. He said, if the Z-Pack isn't working for you, we're going to write you a new antibiotic. You can start it today, even though you've already taken the Z-Pack for the day. It's going to take you about 10 days to take this course of treatment. And like all antibiotics, you have to take the whole thing, even if 4 days from now you feel wonderfully better. I said, nope, I know the routine. He said, here's the basic warnings, potential side effects. Don't worry about that unless it happens this way. I said, all right, fine, nothing new. He said I needed to get a CAT scan because it would show my sinus cavity much clearer than the MRI. I said, all right, I can do that. So he said, finish the antibiotic, then get the CAT scan, then you'll come back and see us all within the next, let's say, 3 weeks. Okay, I'm not busy and stressed enough. Sure, I need some more to do. I don't know if you can see it, but like, this isn't tinting funny on my computer. My face is this red. I'm on my third giant size box of tissues. It's not pretty. This is my I don't give a damn house robe, which is a wonderful soft gray cotton long robe that my husband got me before he was my husband, actually, that I tend to wear more in winter, but I'm sick, so um so I started the new antibiotic today, and it's just been friggin' back and forth. I was up, I had to go to that, and then I came home and I dropped off the prescriptions, and I have to fill the other things, and then I put in the laundry, and I had to go back for the prescriptions because it was taking a long time. And then I was waiting online at the friggin' place for like a half an hour. This is why I refer to myself as a disgustingly honest realist. I noticed earlier today someone posted, well, as far as I know her, is only from Twitter. But she posted that she'd recently discovered happy people post on Twitter, unhappy, angry people post on YouTube. And I've had a couple responses from this person. I don't know her personally. And I tweeted back, I don't think that's true necessarily. Mind you, I'm paraphrasing. Twitter is 140 characters. Basically, that may be the case, but I'm not a grouchy, unhappy person who only posts rants and raves and crying fits on YouTube. I'm a generally even-keeled person. That's how I post everywhere. Okay, random crashing noise, not the cat who's sitting behind me. So, that's how I think of my postings. I do rant a bit on Facebook, and I do have my accounts linked, which I think most people do now. So posting to one cross posts to everything. But I don't know. I am, as you can hear, not really feeling so hot. So I'm going to go lay down and pray for a small coma. I will probably try and post again later this week, but it's hectic around here. Not only am I sick and on another round of antibiotics, Friday my dad is having knee surgery because apparently he pooched his knee, and they told him, well, you've got a calcification and it can't wait. You have to deal with this now. So that's significant because Friday is 2 days before my dad's birthday. Now, look at your calendar. His birthday is this coming Sunday, June 17th. Yes, it's on Father's Day. Actually, the year he was born, it was Father's Day. So, fun for Dad. Also fun for me. This year on Father's Day, we are having lunch with, my husband and I are having lunch with his parents and his mother's parents, which is actually something we did for Mother's Day. So, that's going to be interesting because they're actually coming to our borough this time. We're not meeting anyone in this. His parents usually come to our borough, but if we ever eat with his grandparents, that's usually in Manhattan. But they're all coming out here. So we have to find somewhere new, and none of us has ever been before, and it's a complete crapshoot if it's going to be any good, or realistically how expensive it's going to be. And I still don't know the etiquette of who's going to be paying, because when I take my dad out for Father's Day when I'm in Portland, I pay. I'm taking him out. We're now taking out my husband's father and his mother's father. I have no idea how the structuring of that is going to happen. I know we need to offer to pay something, but I don't know. Hopefully between now and then my husband watches this post and he'll come up with an idea. I've told him I prefer that he watches these after I've gone to bed for the night. I don't have a problem with the sound of my own voice, but I don't like repeating myself. So hearing myself say it in any way, shape, or form after I've already said it, kind of annoying. Off to sleep I go with my vat of ginger ale and water. I'm going to snuggle up with our kitty Tribble. Some of the best medicine you'll ever have in life is an animal snuggled up next to you. It could be your favorite dog. It could be a cat purring louder than any boat you've ever heard. There's something primordially comforting about having a caring animal cuddled up with you. And I've had cats literally since the day I was born. And for the brief period of time in my life I haven't had cats, I probably got more sick than any other point in my life. There were times I was more severely sick, like walking pneumonia, and I had cats. But it was like every other week I was sick because I didn't have a pet in the house. So, I'm going to go snuggle with our Tribble, our adorable little cooing ball of fur, and try and get some sleep. And hope I feel better. Alright, well, I hope y'all are going to have a pleasant week, and I'll probably talk to you again before it's actually Father's Day.